And if you're doing it freestanding, you could drop the volume down to 3 sets of 3, or you could go with 3 sets of 5 depending on your level. I would recommend start at 3 sets of 3 and then build up over time on your day 2.
I'm just killing time, waiting.
I'm just killing time. This whole time. Play this at my funeral.
I don't need no more than I already
It's easy.
got.
How many issues I'm swimming through, fishing around for the truth. This is living proof. Now I don't swim, but
What's going on, YouTube? You're back with the Prez. We're in Juniper Park today. Today I'm going to be bringing you a video that's been very, very high in demand. I've been getting a lot of questions about how to go about setting up an actual calisthenic program. You guys watched the last 2 videos where I spoke to you guys about the difference between training for strength, training for muscle size. And as you guys know, as of recently, I've been on a full body strength-based routine. As you guys know also, I've been working with a coach from Russia with the sole purpose of getting stronger in weighted pull-ups, weighted dips, overhead pressing, squats, and weighted muscle-ups. Now I want to just say this. Like I said, you guys know I've been posting it. I've been strictly following this full body routine day in and day out, and we're on 13 workouts in now. So that's about 5 weeks in. I'm training 2 to 3 times a week, and over this last 5 weeks, I accumulated a total of 13 total training sessions. I would not recommend this type of routine unless your goal is, again, like mine, with the sole focus of getting stronger in these movements. If you want to be a more well-rounded calisthenic athlete, this is not the best approach to going about your training. It will get you great results. If you want to be more well-rounded with the calisthenics, meaning you want to be strong with skill work, static holds, isometrics, you want to be strong with endurance work, and at the same time you want to build a strong and aesthetic physique, that type of training may not be the best route for you to take. So I'm going to dive in today and give you guys, in my opinion, which is a very sound training plan that could be used from beginner up to the most advanced athlete, right? And the way I'm going to program this and teach you guys how I'm programming this is going to be built around bodybuilding principles and what's known as, if you're in the gym, if you're a weightlifter, what's known as the big 5 lifts, right? So if you're in the gym, everybody should be focusing on big 5 lifts, right? What are those? We have barbell deadlifts, we have barbell bench press, we have a bent over row, we have an overhead press, and we have a squat. Those are the 5 main compound movements that if you were in the gym, all you would need to do is focus on those 5 movements, getting stronger and stronger and better at those movements, and you would build an amazing physique, very strong aesthetic physique, right? Now we're going to take the big 5 calisthenic exercises that are going to mimic the bodybuilding exercises that you would do in the gym, and I'm going to teach you guys the 5 exercises that all you need to work on in calisthenics and how to program your routine around it. Now, before we get into that, I'm going to say this is going to be a 3-day-a-week split full body routine. Not the type of full body routine I'm on. This is going to have more variety in it, where again, it's not the same exact routine day in and day out. That's only going to be beneficial if you have a purpose and a sole purpose of just getting stronger and better in those movements, right? If you want to be more well-rounded, I definitely recommend taking some tips from the training plan that I'm about to lay out for you guys. So let's get started. So like I said, before we get into it one more time, we have the big 5 lifts here. Deadlift, we could match a deadlift with another posterior chain pulling movement, which is going to be our pull-up, right? Whether it's body weight or weighted, the pull-up's going to be your exercise that we're going to substitute for deadlifts. Bench press, what are we going to substitute for bench press? That's an anterior dominant chest focused exercise with a little bit of shoulder activation. We're going to do a dip. Dip's going to be primarily chest and triceps with some front delt work as well. We got a squat, barbell squat if you're in the gym. Calisthenics, we're going to focus on pistol squats. Remember guys, the big 5, these are the only exercises that you guys need to focus on and get better at to build an aesthetic and strong physique with calisthenic training only. For the overhead press, we're going to work on handstands, right? They're going to mimic each other really well. And for a rowing variation, now this is where we have some variety in our workout. For a row, we can do a front lever if you want, or we could substitute that exercise for a muscle up, right? 2 movements that everybody wants to attain, right? Most people always want to learn a muscle up first. So for that sake, let's ignore that I have a front lever here, and we'll switch this whole plan up to include muscle ups instead. But again, if you rather train a front lever, if you already got muscle ups under your belt, go with the front lever training because it will be a more beneficial and overall bang for your buck exercise. Remember, a muscle up is it's a flashy exercise, but most people do it with momentum. They're not doing it for strength purposes, right? Most people are doing it just for show, just to look good, right? But you can use it as a strength and a strength building exercise if you do it correctly. But again, you can substitute the rowing exercise for a front lever or a muscle up. Now let's get into the routine. Like I said, 3-day full body split. I always recommend, guys, especially if you're training natural, you got to prioritize recovery. If your goal overall is to put on size, you guys want to build muscle, you cannot train every single day, right? Your body needs time to recover, needs time to rest. If you're training all the time, you're breaking down muscle, you need time for that muscle to repair and replenish itself and come back stronger. You're going to cause a stress to the body by training and breaking it down. The only way that muscle will come back stronger is if you give it a reason to, and the only way it's going to do that, is with proper recovery. So I always recommend no more than 4 workouts a week. And again, you don't got to look at your whole routine as a week-long picture. You can look at it as a longer picture, as a month, 2-month-long split, right? So it's a 3-day split here, day 1, day 2, day 3. Ideally, you would hit this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, depending on how sore you get. And then you would repeat it. You would take Sunday off, repeat Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, right? So you're always getting at least minimum 24 hours of full recovery in between each workout. And the intensity, like I told you every time, you can never go all, you can never have high volume and high intensity in one session, because that's going to lead you to burning out, overtraining, and you're going to be going backwards, right? You're not going to be making progress, you're going to be doing regressions, right? So, in this plan, like I said, it's going to have more variety in the actual full body routine I'm on, and it's going to make you more well-rounded at an overall calisthenic athlete. And again, guys, I program this out for front lever, but I will substitute it for muscle ups and explain how we'll do it for muscle ups instead. And if you guys want to know how we do it for front lever, it's on the paper here, guys, which I will post in the video as well. So, day 1, remember, it's always going to be full body, so we're going to be training the big 5 movements every time we train. Remember, I've told you this many times in the past. Frequency is key, especially when you're trying to get better at a skill. The more you go through the movement pattern, the more you practice it, the better and better you get at it, the better the body learns the movement, right? The more neurological adaptations your body's going to get, and it's going to mimic that movement pattern better and better every time you go through it, right? So, day 1, like I said, these are the big 5 exercises for calisthenics. So we're going to start with a pull-up on day 1, strength focus. Day 1 is going to have a lot of strength training in it. So we're going to go 5x5 work for pull-ups, whether that's body weight reps, whether that's weighted reps. You want to work pull-ups in a strength fashion initially day 1. Remember, it's going to be your biggest posterior chain, biggest pulling exercise. It's going to involve a large amount of muscle groups, right? The back is a very big muscle, has a lot of muscles in it. And again, you're also going to get some bicep activation, core work. Legs aren't working, but in order for a calisthenic exercise to look clean, the whole body got to be tense anyways. You got to maintain that full body tension through every exercise. So we're going to start pull-ups, exercise 1, 5x5. Remember, strength training, long break periods, higher intensities. Here you want to be working around 80 to 85% of your 1 rep max. Now again, if you're only doing body weight pull-ups, if you're just getting strong at body weight pull-ups, and you can't even do 5 reps yet, get a resistance band that's going to assist you to get the 5 reps, and then over time, work up to body weight 5x5, right? Weighted reps, pick a weight that you can start with 5x5 that's difficult, and each time you can complete all 5 sets for 5 reps, then you increase the load by 5 to 10 pounds depending on the exercise. After pull-ups, again, we're going to hit another upper body exercise. It's going to be dips. We're going to go pull, push here. Dips, again, strength focused workout, 5x5 again. Dips are not really going to be, training your dips after training 5x5 pulls isn't going to have much of a fatigue effect on the dips, because remember, pulls are going to be predominantly posterior chain work, dips are going to be predominantly anterior chain work, right? So, dips 5x5, same principle, long break periods, 3 to 5 minutes in between each set, high intensities, 80 to 85% of your max repetition, right? So, of your 1 rep max. So, whether that's body weight or weighted, choose a weight that's according to your level, and every time you can complete the 5 sets of 5 reps with a given weight, only then do you increase the weight on day 1. From there, we're going to go to lower body. We're going to give the upper body a break. We're going to go to pistol squats. On day 1 now, pistols are going to be a tough exercise, right? We're going to go 3 sets of 5, and you guys are going to see how we're going to progress throughout the week and get stronger over time. So pistols, 3 sets of 5 reps each leg. Again, 2 to 5 minute break in between each set, depending on how difficult the exercise is for you. Now we're going to go into our overhead pressing exercise, which is going to be a handstand variation. Now we already hit a strength-based focused exercise for upper body, 2 exercises for that matter, and 1 was a push, right? So training another push-based strength exercise is going to be counterproductive here. So we're not going to hit a 5x5 for shoulders today. Now we're going to be working isometrics, handstand holds, 3 sets of 30 to 45 second holds, whatever level you're at, whether you're doing it freestanding, like off of the wall, whether you're doing it back to the wall as a beginner, or whether you're doing it stomach to the wall as a more intermediate and just trying to learn that balance aspect. Isometric holds for the shoulder work, right? Remember, we already trained strength for our upper and strength for our lower, so now we're gonna finish off the rest of the body with less intensity. So handstand holds, isometrics. Isometrics are not gonna cause as much muscle damage, but they will bring a big neurological adaptation because you're holding the movement pattern for a set amount of time. And again, guys, always maintain proper form in the isometric holds. And after that, you can choose whether it's front lever or muscle ups. Now again, both are gonna be skill demanding and strength demanding if you're training them the right way, right? So front lever, if you're just getting new to the exercise, use a band. Day one, go for 3 sets of 5-second holds in that front lever position using whatever resistance band that you need to help you get that 5-second hold. And I recommend keeping the band around the toes because most people lack the glute engagement, and if you put it around your hips, it's gonna do the glute engagement for you. And if you don't wanna do front lever work, if you rather do muscle ups, again, 3 sets of 5 reps. I would honestly say on day one, I would rather drop those muscle ups to 2 sets of 5 if you choose to do muscle ups, just for the fact that the muscle up's gonna be a pull and a push, and you had already trained your back, shoulders, and chest. So I would keep the volume of muscle ups, if that's your movement, to 2 sets of 5 reps only, whether that's band assisted or body weight or weighted, whatever level you're at. That was day one. If you trained hard and you train intense, you're going to need the day off on day 2, right? And remember, we're only hitting pretty much one exercise per movement pattern, right? That's why the frequency of training every other day is so important. So you get that overall volume in throughout the week, and that's why I said don't look at it as a week-long thing. Look at your plan as a longer picture. You train every other day as long as you can. If you need to take 2 days off ever, you take the 2 days off. You don't ever have to worry about missing a muscle group because you're hitting everything in one session. Day 2 now, remember, we trained pull-ups to start on day 1, strength. So now what are we training? What didn't we train strength on day 1? Handstands. So we're starting day 2 with handstand push-ups now. 3 sets of 5 reps. What are we gonna do? If you're a beginner, you're gonna do back to the wall repetitions, 3 sets of 5. If you're a more intermediate, you could go stomach to the wall, working more on that actual handstand alignment that you would be doing if you were doing it freestanding. And if you're doing it freestanding, you could drop the volume down to 3 sets of 3, or you could go with 3 sets of 5 depending on your level. I would recommend start at 3 sets of 3 and then build up over time on your day 2. The following week you go 3 sets of 4, then you can go up to 3 sets of 5. And then you can even wave load even more by going 4x3, 4x4, 4x5, 5x3, 5x4, 5x5, and working all the way up to a 5x5 strength-based focused handstand push-up on the day 2 start, right? Now, second exercise on day 2, pull-ups again, but now again, we're gonna lower the intensity, we're gonna work more in that hypertrophy rep range. So we're gonna aim for 3 sets of 10 reps. Remember, day 1, we hit high intensity, 80 to 85% of our 1 rep max, working a 5x5. Now we're gonna go 3 sets of 10 repetitions, working around 65 to 70% intensity in relation to our 1 rep max, right? Now hypertrophy principles, lower break, shorter break periods, again, more volume. So we take about 2-minute break max, 3 sets of 10, choose a weight that's your level. And again, if you're only working with body weight repetitions, throw a band on and get a band to help you do those 10 reps. And over time, you decrease the intensity that the band's helping you with, right? Until you get to body weight repetitions. Dips, same thing. We did strength dips on Monday, on day 1. Day 2 now, 3 sets of 10 dips. Because remember, the antagonist muscle group that we trained first, shoulders are gonna get a little bit of chest activation, but the volume of the shoulder work is relatively low. So now we go into more work on dips, 3 sets of 10 again. Bodybuilding hypertrophy principles, 2-minute max breaks, pick a load that's about 65 to 70% of your max intensity, and do not go to failure on these exercises. On the pull-ups and the dips, 3 sets of 10. You always wanna make sure you're saving 1 to 2 reps in the tank, right? So 3 sets of 10, ideally that means you would have been failing on rep 12, but you don't wanna fail, you don't wanna bring up too much stress on the body, right? You gotta learn to moderate the volume and the intensity. Remember, you can't have high volume and high intensity, and going to failure is too high intensity when the volume is high. After dips, back to lower body, give the upper body a break. Pistols, what did we do on day 1? We did strength focus, 3x5. Now what we're gonna do, isometric holds. 3 sets of 30-second holds in the bottom position, or whatever part of the movement is hardest for you. So if you're getting good at pistols, or you're just practicing them, right? And let's say you get stuck midway down here. You hold right here, right? Hold whatever point you get stuck at, work at your weakest point, 3 sets of Again, if 30 seconds is too high, you can build up to that. You can go 3 sets of 15 on week 1. Week 2, you can go 3 sets of 20. Week 3, 25. Week 4, 30-second holds, right? That's how you progressively overload over time. After the pistols, again, we go back to either our front lever or our muscle up work. On day 1, we were doing isometric holds for the front lever, 3 sets of 5 seconds. Now, if you're going to be working the front lever again, if that's your movement, obviously that's an isometric hold no matter what. It's a static skill move. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to slightly increase the overall intensity. And instead of doing 3 sets of 5-second holds, we're going to do 4 sets of 5-second holds. So we accumulated 15 seconds on day 1. Day 2, we're going to accumulate 20 seconds of total hold time. Small increases over time, right? That's progressive overload over time. And again, if muscle-ups are your movement, I told you to lower the volume to the muscle-ups to 2 sets of 5 on day 1. Now on day 2, you could move to 3 sets of 5 because again, there was less strength-based work on the upper body. That's full body for day 2. Again, you're going to rest a full 24 hours in between, a full day in between, and you're going to go back to hitting day 3, either it's Friday or Saturday, or depending on when you're ready to train again. Day 3, what's the only other movement that we really didn't train so much in the strength-focused aspect yet? Again, I would say either front lever or the muscle up, whatever you choose. Again, I have it laid out for front lever. So here we're going to really up the intensity. So instead of going from a 5-second jump in time, from 15 to 20, now if you're doing front levers, I want 5 sets total of 6-second holds. So we're increasing the hold time and we're increasing the number of sets. Why? Because we're doing it fresh. It's going to require a lot of neurological demand. So front lever is going to be done fresh with the most intensity on day 3. If muscle-ups are your goal, again, then you could work on day 3 more of a 3x3, building up to a 5x5 on muscle-ups. Boom, first exercise, we got out the way again. So now we focus pretty much all of our main movements have their strength focus and they have their isometric focus workouts in throughout the week. Second exercise on day 2 now, because the first exercise, again, like a pull, we always go to a push after. Dips, second now. We haven't trained dips second since day 1. But again, we already hit strength, we already hit volume, now we got to hit isometric for dips. So now again, whether it's body weight or whether it's weighted, I want 3 sets of 10 to 20 second isometric holds, and again, your weakest position. Most people, the weakest position is going to be the bottom portion of the rep where you're under the most tension. But if you could get into that position very easy, and you always tend to fail when you're coming up, right? Then I would want you to do your isometric holds in that point of position where you always tend to fail at. That's the beauty of isometrics, right? You could work at your weakest position, and that's how you're going to make it stronger. So, second exercise, dips, 3 sets of 10 to 20. You could build up to 20 seconds over time. Isometric holds, whether it's body weight or weighted. And if you're doing a band, same thing. Using band-assisted reps, hold in that stretched out position, let that band build up tension, lock out fully with the body weight. Third exercise after that, now what we're going to do, we're going to switch it up. Instead of going to another pull, we're going to go to handstand work now, just to get some upper body pump work in now, right? Because dips was isometric. It's going to pump a lot of blood to the upper body. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go into handstands again. On day 2, we were doing reps. On day 1, we were doing holds. What we're going to do on day 3, we're going to increase the hold time. So on day 1, we were doing 3 sets of, again, 10 to 30 seconds. Day 3 now, you want to increase that hold time. Whatever you did on day 1, you want to focus on doing 5 to 10 seconds more each set. Hold time, right? Remember, slow progressive over time, right? That's progressive overload. That's how you ensure that you're getting stronger. Again, isometric holds again. We did strength for handstand push-ups on the second day, 3 sets of 5, working up to a 5x5. So now we're back to isometrics. So remember, when you're working a handstand push-up, you can only do isometrics or volume, right? So you're either doing a static hold or you're repping out. After handstands, now we're going to go back to our pull movement. Pull-ups, isometric pulls now. We already did reps for hypertrophy on day 2. We did strength 5x5 on day 1. Now we're going to go 3 sets, of 10-second holds, chin over the bar. And again, you want to build up to 30 seconds of hold time. So week 1, do 3 sets of 10 seconds, chin over the bar. Week 2, 15 seconds. Week 3, 20 seconds. Week 4, 25 seconds, building up to 3 sets of 30 seconds of holds. Again, body weight or weighted, and if you need a band, you use a band to get you over that bar. That leaves legs again to end the routine. Pistol squats, and again, day 1 for pistols, we did a 3x5. Day 2 for pistols, it was isometrics, 3 sets of 30-second holds. Now day 3, now I want more volume. Again, I want pistols 3 sets of about 6 to 8 repetitions, but I want them to be done off of a chair or a box. I want you to get a little bit of pause on the bottom, but being able to sit on a box is going to also allow you to generate some momentum, right? It's going to allow you to do some more of assisted repetition work. So increasing the volume on the pistols on the 3rd day. Remember, you doing those neurological isometric holds, they're going to improve your actual repetitions, because now when you go into them on the 3rd day, your body's going to know the movement and you're going to be stronger at it. So that's the perfect time to add some volume. So a full body, 3-day-a-week calisthenic workout that can literally be followed by all levels. Whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced athlete, you can take these 5 main calisthenic movements, and I'm showing you guys how to program them to be the best well-rounded athlete overall, right? Remember, I'm on a full body program where where my focus is now more specific. Everything is strength training. And to be honest, it's fucking grueling, man. Going in there every day, knowing you have to hit an X amount of weight and repetitions at that weight, and knowing that you're not always gonna hit that load and you're gonna have to go back and try it again the next time. Listen, it's mentally grueling, and as the workouts go on, as you get stronger over time, the intensity just gets harder and harder, right? So 2-hour workouts, they're grueling, but man, I'm telling you, it will produce very, very good results if those are the type of results you want to achieve, right? But if you want to be more well-rounded, which is typically the type of routine that I usually train on myself, I would follow something like I just laid out for you guys. I hope this gave you a little insight of the best ways, in my opinion, to go about programming your calisthenic workout. Again, you don't need any gym membership for this. All you would need to do over time is just to get some weight so you can start doing weighted calisthenics, because that's how you're going to have the progressive overload over time in order to ensure that you're getting stronger and building muscle using these main 5 calisthenic exercises. Like always, guys, I appreciate the support. Like the video, it helps the algorithm out. Share the video with your friends, your family. Again, that'll help YouTube promote it across the platform. Let's help this channel grow. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Again, get your friends and your family to subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you know every time I drop a new video. And like always, guys, you have a question or comment, leave it in the comment section. I always get back to you guys. Peace out. BARNATURALS.
No sad story, I ain't here for a symphony, no sympathy. When I was on the bench, you wouldn't sit with me. Now I'm on the court and I'm balling, my time's coming.